guys, it's Friday, Black Friday, as a matter of fact, day after Thanksgiving. And I went this morning and had my MRCP. And that's an MRI for the stomach area. They did it on my liver because I had elevated liver numbers or something like that. And if I didn't have that test done, they weren't going to do my surgery on Monday. I am very grateful for my doctor because he took his day off to wait around at the hospital for my test to be done so that he could look at the test after it was done to see if he wanted to go ahead and go with surgery or not. And he looked at it and he said that we're going to go ahead with surgery on Monday. So thank you, Dr. McCall, for sticking around on your day off instead of being with your family so that I could have my surgery on Monday. I really appreciate that. It was pretty awful, though, this test, but I did what I had to do because I'm not going to put this off any longer, and this was not my choice. But because I go through a center of excellence, they do everything to make sure everything is right. And when my blood work came back and my numbers were elevated, he wanted to go through with this test to make sure there wasn't something going on that we weren't aware of. I had to not eat anything this morning, so I couldn't drink anything either, so I couldn't take any pain medications. I went in and I had to drink this dye. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's something you drink so that it goes through your body and it shows up on film better. It was this bottle about this big and this big around, and it was filled with this contrast dye. And I think they put some kind of orange flavoring or something in there because they tried to cover up the disgusting taste, but it didn't work too well. I almost threw up, but I kept it down. But I had a drink that I only had 40 minutes to sip on it and drink it as much as I could, and he took me back, and it was so uncomfortable because they put a big hard plastic thing over my abdomen. It was like all the way over it, so my arms were in a position here or above my head. I couldn't put them down to my sides, so my arms fell asleep, but I had to keep holding my breath, letting my breath out and holding it out, holding it in, holding it out. Over and over again. He even told me that I wasn't breathing deep enough. So, can I say I'm a shallow breather? So, even before I even got off the table, he told me to sit still. And the technician had to call the doctor. He came down. He was right there right away to read the results. And before I even got off the table, he was standing right there telling me we were going to go through with surgery. So I was very happy. The rest of my day went well. We did some Black Friday shopping early this morning, well, midnight, and got a few things for Christmas for everybody. And then I did that test this morning, and I was able to come home and eat my shake. Then take my pain pills, and I had to get my CPAP machine adjusted for surgery because they needed the pressure to be lowered because the pressure couldn't be as high after surgery because it could damage the staples or something if you have that much pressure going on. So they lowered that for me, and I got fitted with a better mask because they say I have a really little nose, and the masks I was using before were too small. I mean, too big for my face, and so they were covering too much of an area, and they were leaking and whatnot. So I had a wonderful Thanksgiving with my family. We had it at my brother's house, and I love you all. And it was just great to be able to have you there, and my daughter's boyfriend, he was there, and that was just great to have him with us. And we also had my other brother's girlfriend there for the first time, so that was really neat. And we played some games, and that's what our family does, is We play board games. And then my teenagers drove down and picked up my niece, so she got to be here for the rest of the weekend, which is wonderful. So I'm back on track of happy, and I just now I've got to just take it all in because I've got 3 days before my surgery. Well, less than 3 days now, so I will keep you informed, and don't forget to subscribe down there, and I will also put my Facebook address on there so you can join me there if you would like. Just put a little note in where you are adding me from, and I will be able to know where you came from. So I will probably talk to you Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.